Live at 5 starts now.
Coming up next on Live at 5.
A Utah mom pushes to keep her daughter's essential medication from going away, and she's getting some big help in the process.
Grievances over
Our treaty commitments. A Utah mom is fighting for her diabetic daughter, whose insulin medication is about to be discontinued. She's taking her fight to the nation's capital, and she's got a big name to support her. News specialist Daniel Woodruff is live with the story now. Daniel?
Well, Deanie, this family knows that this is really a David versus Goliath type of fight, but they're hopeful they can be successful. 15-year-old Ruby Smart from North Salt Lake has diabetes. She takes a type of insulin called Levemir. Now, her family says that works best for her because she's an athlete who likes to play tennis. But the company producing Levemir plans to discontinue it by the end of this year. So Ruby's mom, Allison, has started lobbying lawmakers in D.C. to pressure the company to keep producing that insulin until a long-term solution can be found. Allison has also been in touch with billionaire Mark Cuban, who founded a company providing low-cost medication, and Cuban has agreed to help this family's cause.
It gave us legitimacy in Washington, D.C. We'd start to tell our story, and, you know, eyes might start to kind of glaze over a little bit, and then we mentioned that we're in contact with Mark Cuban, and they'd always perk up and say, okay, well, what's next? What can we work on? It was almost as if, since he's willing to help, we're getting other people willing to help.
Now, the company producing Levemir is called Novo Nordisk. It's based in Denmark. I reached out to them. They tell me they are moving ahead with their plans to discontinue Levemir, but when I asked about Mark Cuban's willingness to partner with them, they said they're always looking for ways to make their products available and accessible for patients, and that they have a process to make sure they don't leave anything on the table. Now, the family hopes that they will get enough support for this drug maker to listen and keep producing this type of insulin for just a couple more years so that patients like their daughter Ruby can get the type of insulin best to treat their form of diabetes. Daniel Woodruff, Live at 5.
All right, thanks, Daniel. We'll still ahead. Former President Donald Trump.
We're going to have the latest from court. Then, a desperate plea for a family struggling with diabetes.
We're asking for help. We can't do this by ourselves.
Why they want a big pharma company to keep a popular insulin on store shelves. Then, a coincidence turned life-saving. Market rates.
It's a David versus Goliath type of battle. A Utah mom is going up against a major drug company, trying to keep a type of insulin on the market that she says is essential for her family.
News specialist Daniel Woodruff joined us live right now. Daniel, this is not an easy fight, is it?
No, it's not, Mike and Deanie. This is just a family from North Salt Lake trying to get the attention of a $500 billion pharmaceutical company. But this family is persistent, and they hope they'll be successful.
Yeah.
15-year-old Ruby Smart is busy. She plays tennis, suiting up last season for Woods Cross High. Ruby also has diabetes, which makes life more complicated.
You always have to be aware of what your blood sugar is at and how you're doing.
She takes a type of insulin called Levemir.
It's one of the few insulins that has helped me be able to stay steady while I'm doing exercise.
But the Smarts were stunned to learn Levemir is being discontinued. Ruby's mom, Allison, says none of the alternatives on the market are as good.
They're not as flexible. There are some side effects that we don't like, and so this one is just right for us.
So Allison is fighting back. She created the Alliance to Protect Insulin Choice. She's traveled to D.C. twice, lobbying lawmakers to urge the company, Novo Nordisk, to keep producing Levemir for a few more years, to give patients like them more time to find a long-term solution.
When you're a company that produces a life-sustaining drug that people depend on, it's not okay to just stop that. We need their help.
Allison has also enlisted the help of billionaire Mark Cuban, who founded a company providing low-cost medication. Cuban told KSL, "We would be happy to partner with Novo Nordisk to make sure patients can still get their insulin."
It gave us legitimacy in Washington, D.C. We'd start to tell our story, And, you know, eyes might start to kind of glaze over a little bit. And then we mentioned that we're in contact with Mark Cuban, and they'd always perk up.
I asked the company about Cuban's willingness to help. They told me Novo Nordisk continually explores innovative ways to make our products available and accessible to more patients. New additions to our distribution channels are always fully and responsibly explored. Allison hopes this company will listen.
We're doing everything we can.
Now, the Smarts know this is a gargantuan task ahead of them, but they have a saying in their family that if not us, who? And that's why they're pushing forward with this. And Mike, you never know with Mark Cuban involved what could happen in the weeks and months ahead.
Yeah, you get one of those guys from Shark Tank and the pull that he has, the impact he could have on this, that's huge. So, Daniel, I hope they get what they need. Thank you.
2 hospitals right here.